This morning I watched Ben Jordan's new video called something like the batshit software Aphex Twin used. And what a great video. That is, wow. If I had seen that video 10 years or 20 years ago, not that he could have made it, but whatever. If I had have seen that video years ago, I would have been like, my mind would have exploded, and I would have been straight into all that software and trying to make music with it. And it wouldn't have gone down too well, I can tell you. And how do I know? Because, well, I just know because I have messed around with lots of software and I know that it's not for me. That method of making music is not for me. That's fine. Everyone needs to find their own method to make music that they enjoy. The first thing that I was thinking when I was watching that video was, how does he know? How did he figure this out? And then he says halfway through the video that he was talking to our DJ, and that's how he knows, because he asked him. So that's pretty cool. Straight from the horse's mouth. Got all these cool pieces of software to look at. Some of the software you mentioned I knew about before. Metasynth, we all knew about the face in the window liquor track. And I always wanted to try Metasynth. I think it was like £100 or something before, so I never bought it. But yeah, I was always interested to try it. Just more because it's a cool idea, you know, turning sound and turning pictures and visuals and colors into sound. It's a cool thing to mess around with.
Let's see how that sounds. Let's rotate it a little bit.
Some of the other ones, the Earcam Tools stuff, I've been using the GRM Tools plugins from Earcam. GRM Tools, for a long time. They're cool. The Player Pro tracker, I tried to get that to work after seeing that video on Vimeo, the one with the screenshots of the Vordhosbyn track. And I could never get that one to work, Player Pro, not my Mac. Never heard of Dr. T's Tiger Cub. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not going to bother trying to do anything with that one. Never heard of CDP Soundshaper. I think that one's only available for PC, not for Mac. And anyway, yeah, it looks like cool, whatever. But you pick Xenakis. I studied music and media technologies from 2005, 2006, doing a master's in university, and I studied Xenakis, and we learned all about that stuff. And all of this software, Csound is another one. I spent ages making weird whatever with Csound, which is a powerful synthesizer, but you have to program everything in like text commands, which similar to CDP Composer's desktop project and Soundshaper. It's all very like university students, like just dicking around with code and whatever. And that's why it's so cool that Aphex made some of this amazing futuristic electronic and pop music with these things that nobody makes anything good with except for him. If there's any other good music made with these tools, please show me what it is. It's really unlistenable. You know, just if you don't believe me, Csound just like listen to some stuff made with Csound. So Praat, there's another one that I never heard of before. It's pretty cool. I had a look at it. It's like this. Hello there, this is so... Hello there, this is Zoid. Hello there, this is Zoid. So all of this is really convincing me very much that the genius of Aphex is he's like a master of sound he's like an engineer who could understand signal flow and modify a synth, or do stuff with circuits, or program computer code and use programs that require some coding and maths and all this stuff. Like Xenakis, Xenakis was a mathematician, so he's like very mathematical, but at the same time there's a bunch of people who are really good at that stuff in universities around the world, and they don't make any music that anyone wants to hear. And Aphex is like them, but he also has that amazing ability to write amazing melodies and express emotions and make rhythms extremely groove, and no matter what tools he's using, and he uses really wide range of tools, makes a wide range of music, it's all at the service of the song, the music. He's not just like dicking around with some software and going, look what this can do. He kind of is, but he's using it in an amazingly interesting way. So that's why I won't be getting really stuck into all these deep free computer programs that do interesting things with sound. It's not because they're not good tools. They are good tools for you to use if your mind works that way, if you think like that, which I don't. I'm on this channel, I do analyze Aphex's music in terms of the notes and chords, because that's what I'm interested in as a jazz musician who loves Aphex Twin. That's where I'm coming from, is I like making music with melodies and chord sequences and some cool sounds, but I'm not gonna start spending days on sound design on a piece of software, because it's not my strength. You do work to your strengths. I spent a really long time transcribing Charlie Parker solos and learning jazz and improvising, and that for me is something I want to use, that strength in my music. And I think I've been through so many different phases with my music, but I think this is teaching me, like this Ben Jordan video and thinking about Aphex, and it's all teaching me that what I should do is do more music that mixes electronic music with real instruments, which excitingly, I have a project coming up next month where I'm writing for a wind quartet, really good musicians, writing the music for them to play. Then I'll also add beats and electronic sounds and make something interesting that way. So that's what, at least for now, I'm concentrating on that. And my album this year, Zoid versus the Musicians Volume 2, is also electronics with each one has a real musician, wind instruments, voices, guitar, whatever, drums, a couple. So, bit of a kind of rambly video, which is ultimately just getting back to me. My favorite subject is me and my music. So I don't know how interesting it will be. But just to finish off, there's a lot of threads that I'm reading lately. I'm not on threads, I mean just articles, whatever, videos. But trying to tie them together, it's kind of interesting. There's this one really interesting Ted Gioia who is one of my favorite writers. He's my favorite music writer. I'm subscribed to Substack. I love his articles. I read them every single time. Never miss one. His interview with Rick Beato, great interview. And he said this.
People often ask me this. I talk about art and how important art is. And people say, well, there's no real difference between art and entertainment. How can you really, you may think something's artistic, but who are you? Who are you to judge? No. It's very important is that entertainment gives you exactly what you want. That's the entertainer's job, is I'm going to give you exactly what you want. But the artist doesn't operate like that.
Right.
The artist makes demands on you.
Right.
And, that is the classic. I'm so glad Ben Jordan explained so well that he, didn't even like Window Licker at first. It took many listens. Most Aphex albums took me many listens. Actually, Window Licker I like straight away, funnily enough. But I Care Because You Do is the first one I ever heard. It took me a few listens. Richard D. James took a good few listens. Cyro took a good few listens. And Anthony Fantano, what a fool. A strong 6. No, Cyro's a 10 out of 10. Anyway, Aphex is that, exactly, making demands on the listener. It's art, it's not entertainment. He doesn't give you what you want. He just does whatever the hell he wants to do, and then he can either appreciate it or not. It doesn't really matter in the end. But it is difficult to do that. As speaking from the artist's point of view, it's really difficult to do that. Well, you have to face the facts and accept that if you do whatever you want, which is what you should do as an artist, no one may ever like or get what you're doing. That you just have to be okay with that. Because if you want millions of streams a month, that's not going to happen unless you're doing something really similar to everything else, the entertainment. So the people, you're giving them what they want, isn't it? Yes, it is. All right, video over.